Have you ever wondered what SpongeBob's darkest moment really was? What if I told you that in one episode, SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs actually thought they killed someone? And not just anyone, but a government official who had come to inspect the Krusty Krab. Sounds more like a true crime story than a kid's cartoon, right? This is what makes the episode Nasty Patty stand out from all the rest. Instead of being just another silly day in Bikini Bottom, the story takes a wild turn into crime, paranoia, and cover-ups. From the very first scene, you know you're not watching a typical SpongeBob adventure. The setting is dark, the weather stormy, and the narrator warns us that something unusual is about to happen. At the heart of it all is the Nasty Patty itself. One of the most disgusting burgers ever imagined. It was made as a joke, meant to teach a lesson to someone they believed was a con artist. But when things spiraled out of control, SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs became convinced they had crossed a line they could never come back from. What makes this story so unforgettable is the way it blends kid-friendly slapstick with themes you'd expect from a crime thriller. There's panic, guilt, police involvement, and a desperate attempt to hide the truth. It's SpongeBob like you've never seen him before, and it left fans shocked, amused, and maybe even a little disturbed. So, how did a disgusting burger turn into SpongeBob's biggest crime? And why has this episode stayed in fans' minds for over 20 years? Let's dive into the story of the episode that exposed SpongeBob's biggest crime. Before diving into the episode itself, we need to talk about the star of the show, the Nasty Patty. Just hearing the name is enough to make you gag. In a series famous for its mouth-watering Krabby Patties, the Nasty Patty is the complete opposite. A burger so revolting that it was never meant to be eaten. The Nasty Patty was created in the heat of the moment, born out of Mr. Krabs' paranoia. After seeing a news report about a fake health inspector scamming restaurants for free food, Mr. Krabs convinced SpongeBob that the inspector sitting in the Krusty Krab was a fraud. Instead of asking questions or checking facts, Mr. Krabs decided the best way to deal with the imposter was to humiliate him. And that's when he and SpongeBob cooked up something truly vile. The recipe for the Nasty Patty is unforgettable. Start with a normal Krabby Patty bun, then add a patty soaked in volcano hot sauce, slathered with seahorse radish, and sprinkled with actual toenail clippings. To make things worse, it was dipped in toilet water and left to dry inside a sweaty gym sock. This wasn't food, it was a weapon. Even SpongeBob, who normally takes pride in every patty he makes, knew this burger was disgusting. But here's the irony, the Nasty Patty was never supposed to be lethal. It was simply meant as a gross joke to catch a fake inspector off guard. Yet in true SpongeBob fashion, things went horribly wrong. When the real health inspector took a bite, a series of accidents made it look like SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs had killed him. That's what gives the Nasty Patty its infamous reputation. It's not just a disgusting sandwich, it's the catalyst for one of SpongeBob's most chaotic and shocking adventures. Without it, the episode would just be another normal day at the Krusty Krab. But with it, the story spirals into something unforgettable, something that fans still laugh and cringe about decades later. If you're enjoying this breakdown of SpongeBob's darkest episode, make sure to leave a like to support the channel, subscribe so you don't miss more deep dives like this, and tell me in the comments what you think about Nasty Patty. Did it creep you out when you first saw it, or did you just find it hilarious? I'd love to hear your thoughts. The episode doesn't start like your average SpongeBob adventure. Instead of a sunny day in Bikini Bottom, we're greeted with a storm. Lightning cracks across the sky, rain pours down, and the French narrator sets the scene with a line that feels straight out of a crime drama. He tells us it's a dark and stormy night, and immediately the tone shifts. This is where the episode hooks you. Instead of colorful fun, it feels like we're being told a scary story, a tale of guilt and paranoia that unfolded at the Krusty Krab. For a show that usually leans on lighthearted comedy, this opening stands out. It primes the audience for something unusual. SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs aren't about to go jellyfishing or play with bubbles. No, tonight they're about to commit what they believe is their biggest crime. As the storm rages outside, the doors to the Krusty Krab swing open. In walks the health inspector, soaked and shivering. For most restaurants, this would be an ordinary moment, but for Mr. Krabs, it's cause for alarm. He's caught off guard while enjoying a bath in his pile of money, and SpongeBob, ever the loyal fry cook, scrambles to serve the inspector every single item on the menu. At first, things go smoothly. SpongeBob whips up dish after dish, stacking the table with more food than anyone could eat in a single sitting. The inspector, serious but calm, eats his way through the mountain of Krabby Crab cuisine. To SpongeBob, this feels like a chance to prove his skills. To Mr. Krabs, though, every bite looks suspicious. There's something about this inspector that doesn't sit right with him, and his paranoia is about to explode. Just when the inspector has stuffed himself with food, the TV flickers on with breaking news. The report warns that a fake health inspector has been running around town, scamming restaurants for free meals. The moment he hears this, Mr. Krabs' eyes nearly pop out of his head. In his mind, it all adds up. The stranger in his restaurant, the endless food tasting, the timing of the storm. This has to be the fraud. Instead of taking a breath and waiting for more information, Mr. Krabs jumps straight to the worst conclusion. And, being the loyal worker he is, SpongeBob follows along. SpongeBob even suggests they confront the inspector directly, but Krabs waves him off. Talking isn't his style. Mr. Krabs wants revenge, and that's when the idea hits. They won't just stop the fake inspector, they'll humiliate him in the worst way possible, with a burger that's too nasty to stomach. This is where the episode takes its most unforgettable turn. Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob head into the kitchen to cook up something that looks like food, but tastes like punishment. The nasty patty is born. Piece by piece, they throw together the most revolting burger imaginable. A patty drenched in volcano hot sauce, topped with seahorse radish, sprinkled with toenail clippings. If that wasn't enough, they dunk the whole thing in toilet water and dry it off with a dirty gym sock. The finished product looks horrifying, a soggy, slimy, foul-smelling sandwich that no sane person would dare take a bite of. SpongeBob, normally the champion of cooking, is disturbed by what they've made, but under Mr. Krabs' orders, he goes along with it. Their plan is simple: serve the fake inspector the nastiest burger in history, laugh at his disgust, and kick him out. What they don't realize is that this one nasty patty is about to change everything. Back in the dining area, SpongeBob nervously serves the nasty patty to the inspector. The poor guy doesn't suspect a thing. He lifts the burger, opens his mouth, and takes a giant bite. For a moment, Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob wait for the reaction. Maybe gagging, maybe anger, maybe even the inspector storming out. But what happens next is something they never expected. As he chews, a fly lands in the inspector's mouth. He starts choking, gasping for air. In the chaos, he slips on the disgusting burger itself, falls backward, and slams into the floor. Suddenly, he's not moving. His eyes close, his body limps. SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs freeze in horror. To them, it looks like the inspector is dead. Their plan to prank a scammer has turned into a nightmare. SpongeBob panics, babbling about what to do, while Mr. Krabs tries to stay calm. But even he realizes this looks bad, really bad. As the storm continues outside, panic sets in. SpongeBob imagines the police hauling them away in handcuffs. Mr. Krabs sees his precious restaurant reputation destroyed. The only thing they agree on is that no one can find out what happened. Their solution: get rid of the body. In a darkly comic montage, SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs carry the unconscious inspector up a hill, planning to bury him. The rain pours harder, washing mud all over the scene, until the inspector's body rolls right back down the hill like a giant mud ball. Just when they think it can't get worse, they run into the police. Trying to act normal, SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs stuff the inspector into the trunk of their car, sweating nervously while the officers casually chat with them. The tension is hilarious and terrifying. When they finally return to the Krusty Krab, they hide him in the freezer, convinced this will keep their secret safe. Just when SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs are on the edge of losing their minds, the inspector wakes up. Covered in frost, but very much alive, he explains what happened. The choking was caused by the fly, and he only passed out temporarily. He isn't dead, and he's not a fake inspector either. He's the real deal. To make things even stranger, after everything he's been through, the inspector still compliments the Krabby Patty he had before the nasty one. He declares the Krusty Krab clean and up to standard, completely unaware of the chaos that just unfolded. SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs breathe a sigh of relief, but the audience is left with the memory of what just happened. For one stormy night, SpongeBob and his boss believed they committed the ultimate crime, and it all started with a single disgusting burger. Out of all the episodes in SpongeBob's long history, Nasty Patty holds a special place because it dares to go darker than most. While other episodes revolve around goofy misunderstandings or SpongeBob's relentless optimism, this one dives headfirst into guilt, paranoia, and what feels like a crime story. That combination is exactly why fans still talk about it today. First, there's the dark comedy. The idea of SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs thinking they killed someone is absurd, but the episode plays it with such seriousness that it becomes hilarious. The stormy night, the police encounters, the desperate attempts to hide the inspector's body, all of it mirrors the beats of a crime drama, yet because it's SpongeBob, the tension is always undercut with slapstick and silliness. It's scary and funny at the same time, which makes it unforgettable. Second, the episode is a satire of jumping to conclusions. Instead of calmly verifying whether the inspector was real, Mr. Krabs leaps to paranoia after a single news report. His greed and distrust lead to chaos, dragging SpongeBob along with him. It's a cautionary tale wrapped up in comedy. When fear takes over, logic disappears. Third, Nasty Patty pushes the boundaries of what's acceptable in a kid's cartoon. The imagery of burying a body in the rain or shoving someone into a trunk are straight out of adult crime stories. Yet the episode makes it ridiculous enough that children laugh without really grasping the darker undertones. For older viewers though, it feels almost shocking, like SpongeBob accidentally wandered onto the set of a crime thriller. Finally, this episode makes SpongeBob feel human in a strange way. His panic, his guilt, and his fear of being caught are emotions everyone can relate to. Even though the situation is exaggerated, the reactions are real. That's what makes this crime feel so big. For once, SpongeBob isn't just silly, he's vulnerable. Put all of that together, and you get one of the most unique episodes ever. Nasty Patty isn't just a funny story, it's SpongeBob's darkest hour, told with a wink and a laugh. When Nasty Patty first aired in 2002, it quickly stood out from the rest of season 3. Fans noticed right away that it felt different, darker, stranger, and more daring than most SpongeBob episodes. Over time, it has earned a reputation as one of the most unforgettable stories in the series. One reason for its lasting legacy is how it balances shock value with comedy. Younger viewers often laughed at the grossness of the burger and the silly panic that followed, while older fans picked up on the crime drama parody underneath. That layered humor is part of why SpongeBob became a show loved by both kids and adults, and Nasty Patty is a perfect example of that balance. On the internet, the episode has only grown in popularity. Memes about the Nasty Patty circulate on social media, with fans joking about how SpongeBob almost got away with murder. Entire discussion threads revisit the absurd details, from the revolting recipe to the sight of SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs trying to bury the inspector in the rain. For many, it's become the ultimate example of how wild SpongeBob episodes could get during the early seasons. Critics and longtime viewers often list it among the best episodes of the series, praising its creativity and its willingness to take risks. It's not just a silly memory from childhood, it's a cultural reference point. Even now, when people talk about SpongeBob's darkest moments, Nasty Patty is almost always the first one mentioned. 2 decades later, the episode still sparks conversations. It's proof that sometimes the strangest, most unexpected stories are the ones that stick with us the longest. At its core, Nasty Patty is more than just another SpongeBob episode. It's the night a lovable fry cook and his money-obsessed boss believed they had committed the ultimate crime. What started with a disgusting burger spiraled into guilt, panic, and a hilarious attempt to cover up something that never even happened. That's why fans still talk about it today, because it showed SpongeBob in a light we'd never seen before. Dark, absurd, and unforgettable. This episode truly lives up to its reputation. This was the episode that exposed SpongeBob's biggest crime.